I'm more nervous for that than... Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Devon Sants. I am here at Oak Roasters Live for the story and song series with the Cave Collective. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to play a song I wrote called I'm Not a Hero. A friend of mine, his name is Brock, he asked me one time why I carry so much of my past and some of my darkness around, per se. And to answer that question, I ended up writing this song, and then when I finally told him, like, I keep that because it allows me to go to a place and come back from there, and most people can't, so I can bring other people back from there, and that's kind of why I hold on to it. And when I told him that, he said, I didn't ask you for me, I asked you for you. And so I thought, I got Miyagi, that's awesome. So that's where this song came from. It's called I'm Not a Hero. I keep my darkness close to me, 'cause it's not my enemy, oh no. I'm not a hero. All these words in my head, they've all been said before. Like, why am I here and what do I stand for? I tell myself I'm free and stand for something, but I know deep down inside I stand for nothing. I keep my darkness close to me, 'cause it's not my enemy, oh no. I'm not a hero. I got things you won't believe. You wouldn't even recognize me, oh no. I'm not a hero. I embellish stories sometimes, and I'll do it again. I've hurt people that I love, and I've gave up on my friends. There's something going down when every sad song's hitting home. When you're out late with your friends, but you still feel alone. I keep my darkness close to me, 'cause it's not my enemy, oh no. I'm not a hero. I've done things you won't believe. You wouldn't even recognize me, oh no. I'm not a hero. Don't say a prayer for me. Don't shed a single tear. I'm getting what I deserve. Now let me disappear. If I am just a ghost, then I want you to know I let my demons be. I'm not a hero. I keep my darkness close to me, 'cause it's not my enemy, oh no. I'm not a hero. I've done things you won't believe. You won't even recognize me, oh no. I'm not a hero. I can always feel the pain, but it never outweighs my shame, oh no. I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. Ever since I was 8 years old. Does that sound okay? Ever since I was 8 years old, well, I was doing what I'm told. I went to church and I went to school, and boy was I such a fool. Minding rules, saying prayer, never got me anywhere. My mama said not to roll the dice, but I'm dancing with the devil tonight. Like a shadow, I've been a slave to my shallow and stubborn ways. Straight and narrow for far too long. Well, now it's time for me to do some wrong. Minding rules, saying prayer, it never got me anywhere. My mama said not to roll the dice, but I'm dancing with the devil tonight. Change my name, sell my soul. You won't see me around here no more. I'm gonna walk this wicked road, 'cause I've got nowhere left to go. Spend money, drive fancy cars. I'm gonna write my name in the stars. Well, I'm tired of always doing what's right. I'm gonna dance with the devil tonight. Cool. I went to grab a battery. I bumped that thing. I think it threw off my tuning. All right, well, this next song is the song that immediately follows on this album. It's called Money for a Soul. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's selling your soul to the devil. And it's kind of fun, and it kind of gives you a different outlook on life. And further down the rabbit hole we go when it comes to the Wicked Road. And I mentioned the Wicked Road in that song and in this song and a few other ones, so you can kind of get that common theme going. So I'm pretty excited about it coming out again. That's February 12th. I'll be playing at the 445 that night too. But this is Money for a Soul. When I saw the devil, I didn't know what to do. It felt like I was losing control. He said, I've got a deal that you can't refuse. I'll give you money for your soul. I saw a man in the mirror I've never seen before. He's angry and he's waving a gun. Oh, I took that money, I walked straight out the door. I was out to have me some fun. Well, I hear angels, I hear them calling my name from the gallows, but they won't find me, 'cause I'll be running, oh, I'll be hiding out in them shadows. Well, I bought a fast car and I drove it away. I went down to New Orleans. Well, I tried some cocaine and it made me insane. I killed a man in the first degree. I was a wolf in sheep's clothing, but I didn't mind. I was out to settle a score, trapped in a nightmare of my own design. I'm not who I was before. Well, I hear angels, I hear them calling my name from the gallows, but they won't find me, 'cause I'll be running, oh, I'll be hiding out in them shadows. I'll be on the run till the day I die. I'm destined to be alone. I should have never pulled my gun. Oh Lord, tell me why this wicked road is now my home. Well, I learned my lesson, but tell me, did you? Could you have some self-control? He said, I've got a deal that you can't refuse. I'll give you money for your soul. I'll give you money for your soul. I'll give you money for your soul. Thank you. So that's a really fun one. It's probably my favorite to play live because it just gets the crowd going and kind of look crazy while you play it, I've been told anyway. Everything sounding okay? All right. This next song is a song I wrote last month. It's called Wither and Wait. It's the last song on the album. I left it as an acoustic track. My buddy Tom Freer, who I record with, we were both pretty excited that we did it in one take. So that's what will be on the album. And it goes something like this. I'm sure true love is out there for me, but I'm tired of searching. She's probably married with a couple of kids, and I'm too late. They say good things come to those who wait, but I'm tired of waiting. So I'll just take the next bad thing that comes my way. Don't believe all the lies that you're told. Just 'cause it glitters doesn't mean that it's gold. Our idea of true love comes from stories we were sold. Maybe not everyone was meant to grow old with that special someone. But I'm tired and alone, so I hope I'm wrong. I used to say I would never give up but I'm tired of fighting. So I'll just roll over and I'll cast my dreams aside. They say life is a precious gift, but I'm tired of living. So I'll just wither and wait and watch the world pass me by. Oh, I'll wither and wait and watch the world pass me by. Oh, I'll wither and wait and watch the world pass me by. Don't believe all the lies that you're told. Just 'cause it glitters doesn't mean that it's gold. Our idea of true love comes from stories we were sold. Maybe not everyone was meant to grow old with that special someone. But I'm tired and alone, so I hope I'm wrong. Whoa, I'm tired and alone, so I hope I'm wrong. Thanks. So again, I wrote that song last month. It's quickly become probably my most favorite song that I've ever written because it was the most honest with myself and just things going on the past few months. I get a lot of influence. I guess I pull from a bunch of different people, but my favorites are Blue October, Johnny Cash, and with that being said, I'm going to play a Johnny Cash song. This is called Folsom Prison Blues. I hear the train a-comin', it's rollin' round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you mess around with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, there's probably rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a-moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from that prison and that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. and I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Oh, I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Oh, I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite Johnny Cash song, and I play it away. I think he would have written it a little less happy sounding, because it's a painful song, and I try to emphasize that. But thank you so much. I think we're going to get our interview started. We're going to shift over to the couch.
That was a great set, man.
Thanks, man. I should have brought a battery. I don't know.
It's okay. You know, that's something that I've learned with these live streams is they're cursed. And there's nothing you can do to prepare yourself effectively. No matter what, something's going to happen. You just got to roll with it. And I think that's kind of been the theme of this last year.
Definitely. Yeah. Couldn't get nothing right last year.
Yeah.
Neither could the universe, apparently.
That's right. But I know that you've done quite a few things over the last year. You've got an album coming out in about a month?
Yeah. It'll be out next month on the 12th of February. I've been recording that really since January is when we started. And we kind of took some different breaks and stuff for gigs, COVID, and whatnot. But I've been recording it with my buddy Tom Freer, Cottonwood Studio. And I've been having a great time. I've learned so much, come a long way just this past year and a half as a musician. And I'm really proud of this album. I've got, I think, 15 people total from the Black Hills featured on it. That's in some way or another. So that's pretty cool. Everybody was a big help and very supportive. And I just am really excited for this to be out and in the world.
I'm really, really excited to hear about it. I know just a few. So Tom Freer's on it. I know Brandon Jones did a song with you.
Yeah, he did a song with us.
I know Clayton Ryan.
Clayton Ryan's on there. Tyler Bills from Judd Hoos, Tyler Bills Trio. He's on there along with Mike Grosick. He plays drums on a song. And then I've got Chris Husengay on that same song and his mother, Kelly Husengay. And then Selena is on there and Bailey all on the same song. That's
Wow.
Not a Hero. That's a lot of fun. Brought in a lot of big people for that, which is pretty cool. Tanner Johns is on one. My buddy Conrad Ganch, he's on there playing trumpet and some bass and some different things. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's really great. So you recorded this over the last year? Did you record it all like in one go, or was it kind of piecemeal?
It was kind of just throughout, and we did not record it in any specific order. Wither and Wait was the last song we recorded, and I wrote that song last month. So we just threw that in there kind of last minute because it kind of sums up everything, too, in the direction the next album's going. So I wanted to include it.
Now, forgive me, is Wither and Wait the one you played before the Johnny Cash song?
Yep. Yes.
That's a really powerful song.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's one of my favorites because I was the most honest with how I feel about everything.
It reminded me, some people hate Cat Stevens, so I hope you're not one of them, but it really reminded me of the raw emotionality you hear on like Cat Stevens albums.
Okay.
Just like,
I'm not one of the people that hates him.
cool.
So that's good. But yes, I can see what you're saying. I'm one of the people that hate John Mellencamp, but
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I can see how you could take or leave John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave.
So these songs, did you write most of them over the last year, or was it stuff you've been holding on to for a while?
Some of it I've been holding on to for a while. There was actually 17 songs total, and I wanted to actually 18 songs total if you include Wither and Wait, and I wanted to make it 13 max, and I felt like that was a pretty strong number, and so we kind of left some stuff out. Some stuff will be on the next album. Some stuff I just left out. We'll see what happens with it. But the whole thing is just starting. It starts off really happy. It's a song called Straight to Hell, which is actually kind of just a drinking song. It's a lot of fun. It's upbeat. I got Clayton Ryan on there and Tom Freer on there. And it's just kind of, you're talking about things you've done in life and how drinking helps out with that. And we just kind of need some rock and roll and sex and different things just to get through life. and it starts off kind of like that. Then it goes into oh my, your wife dies, and then it progressively just gets darker from there. And then kind of has some light at the end of the tunnel with a song called Intuition. It's kind of questioning, like, am I making good life choices? Am I going down the right path? If God is there, is he going to smite me down, kind of thing? And then the last song, Wicked Road, before the bonus track, that's just a summation of everything. It just tells you, it does callbacks to different songs, and I wanted to kind of do that. And I've never done that before, but I call back to a lot of different songs throughout the song. It's a lot of fun. That's 80s theme, too.
Awesome. It's always a good thing. I love things from the 80s.
Yeah.
So, in the songs you performed tonight, but also on the new album, and you mentioned that Wicked Road is a recurring theme.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you're coming to as an artist, or are you personally, through these songs, trying to deal with that concept and figure out your place in that road?
Definitely personally trying to figure out my place on that road. And I've already dealt with a lot of the things from this song. The only one that's really, I guess, the newest one would be Wither and Wait. I'm still kind of going through that. But I've already been through a lot of these stories. It's just a retelling, I guess, of my past experience because it happened so long ago. And the next one is called Righteous Path, which is kind of part 2 to this. And that one's like about finding balance and finding, I guess, a little bit of salvation along the way and being just able to accept your darker side and some of the stuff you've been through and be happy with who you are as a person. So
I think that that confronting the shadow side that you talk about right there, that's something I think that a lot of folks are dealing with right now. People who may not have even realized they had a shadow side until they sat in their houses for 6 months.
Yeah, I've always been aware of its presence. I dealt with a lot of different things in my life. One of them kind of struggled with for a while was suicide, and music definitely was an outlet to help through that. And some of these songs, with as dark and stuff as they are, that was always in the back. It felt like it was haunting me, and I even talk about that in some songs. Like I just felt it was lurking behind the corner, but able to find salvation, able to be happy with who you are and okay with the things you've done and move forward. It's all you really can do in life. So I feel like this album and then the next kind of tell a whole story, make me a whole person, if you will.
I'm really excited to hear the whole thing put together and also hear the next one. When you're talking about that, you know, I struggled with mental health issues all through my teenage years and early 20s and some days still today. And what you talked about there with the idea of that journey, it's really a journey. And some days, you know, you take a couple steps back and then you can move forward again. It really reminds me of when you said like depressing songs that make you feel better. 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral. I don't know if you're familiar with that album.
Familiar.
That was for me when I was 18. It's a dark, nasty, nihilistic album, and it made me feel so much better about myself when I heard it for the first time.
Yeah.
Are you hoping that with this music that you might have that impact on other people, or is this more just for you to sort through these things on your own?
You know, it started off for me to just get through these things and having an outlet that was safe and in a way productive, at least for myself, to grow and to accept certain things that have happened to me. But it's definitely turned into something else, I think, for everyone else. I played I'm Not a Hero at the Loud American one night, and it was just for open mic. I was just there for fun, not even a gig. I played that song, and after I got off stage, some guy came up to me outside and he said, "Thank you for playing that. I was going through a lot tonight, and if I hadn't heard that, I probably wouldn't make it." And that was pretty powerful to hear from a complete stranger. And I'll never forget that because that was a defining moment where I thought, okay, this is no longer just something I'm doing for fun. This is something I need to do.
I think for me as an artist as well, that's the real moment. You know, I think most people who get into art are doing it initially for themselves. It's an outlet for those feelings and emotions they don't know how to deal with otherwise. But then other people get a hold of it, and you see the impact it continues to have on others. And personally speaking, that was a moment that really solidified my desire to keep going with this. So speaking of keeping going, I know you've been playing a couple shows this year.
Yeah,
what you can, not very
tough.
much.
Had a few good ones. My favorite gig I played this year was, or I guess last year, in 2020, was Halloween. Me and Chris Husengay, we played a gig out in Sioux Falls and that was just a killer show. It was great people. We had never played in Sioux Falls before, and it being Halloween, we played our darkest songs because we can, and it was just a hell of a good time. And then I really had a good time up at the Custer Beacon too with Clayton. We did a gig up there, and the people in Custer are just really receptive to music, and so there's really a different change of pace than playing anywhere in Rapid or Deadwood. Yeah, I have had issues getting gigs this year, to say the least.
Yeah, I think that's a common sentiment. But hopefully that's going to be changing here soon. I know the Cave Collective's got a lot of shows coming up this summer that we're hoping to get you on an outdoor stage. And you were mentioning that you're looking to put together a full band at some point. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so it's a project I've been kicking around for at least a year now with my buddies, just kind of joking about it and kind of not joking about it. Because I have so many people featured on my album that's coming out and stuff, I thought, well, maybe I should just make this a permanent thing. And so there's a project coming out, and nothing's finalized yet, but it's going to be called The Gravestone Carvers. And so far, it looks like it'll be me, Clayton Ryan, and Chris Husengay, and then maybe some other people. I'm hoping Tom Freer, maybe some other people will join in, but it's kind of a revolving door of musicians. People can come and go. People write songs that don't necessarily fit their album that are kind of dark. That's going to be kind of the theme, and we can kind of throw it into this and just have a lot of fun with it. But it'll be kind of like Devil Makes Three, that kind of sound,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoy about your music. And I mean, you see it in Clayton's too. There's that darkness, but it's juxtaposed against these really accessible, fun, inviting songs.
Yeah. And for me, even though some people are like, man, that was dark. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not happy. Like, I find solace in some of the sad songs that I write, because there's this odd happiness in there. This band I really got into the past few years is Amigo the Devil, amazing artist. And I've seen him live a few times now. I even got to open for Tejon Street Corner Thieves when I was at your place, and they hang out with those guys all the time. So, but the whole thing of that band is there's these dark songs, but it's just oddly beautiful, and I just find the beauty in it. So that's what I do.
You opened for the Tejon Street Corner Thieves, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That was a wild show.
Yeah, it was I was kind of disappointed that there was a blizzard that night, but it just turned into like more of us hanging out and having a good time. So.
That was the funniest thing about that show, because there was a blizzard that night, and they're a big band.
Yeah,
and they're
they
even
just got
bigger
signed
now.
to Liars Club level records with Amigo and stuff, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're doing amazing, and it's really cool to see them where they're going with this. But they're playing for hundreds of people consistently, and that night there were maybe 6 or 7 of us there.
Yeah, it was pretty intimate. And what's cool is they're from Colorado, like I am. They're from Colorado Springs. I'm from Pueblo, which is 45 minutes away. So it was pretty cool to get to see them and stuff, because I'd seen them out in Colorado a few times, so it was pretty cool.
So what I like to do, well, there's 2 things. So usually a question I ask is, how has growing up in the Black Hills influenced your songwriting? But you're not from the Black Hills.
Nope.
You moved here how many
3 years ago-ish, plus a few months.
Okay, so this is exciting for me, because I get to ask you, how has moving to the Black Hills influenced your songwriting?
It is the greatest thing for me. It has been the greatest thing for me musically, and kind of as a person. I've grown a lot too. I've learned a lot, met some cool people, but I wouldn't be where I'm at in my music career today without moving here. I've just met some really supportive people and really got pushed to be better by those people and myself. I just kind of found out that, okay, this is not just a hobby. This is something I could be serious about. I'm passionate about it. And I kind of had a little bit of that before, but I wasn't as serious. I didn't do as many gigs. I wasn't really focusing on recording or anything like that. And I really got into gear when I moved to the Black Hills. So for me, this is where the magic is.
There's so much magic here. That's something, I mean, that was kind of the idea behind why we opened the Cave Collective initially, is that there's so many good people here. And not just good people, but super talented people. But they don't have that ego that comes with talent in a big city.
No, I will say that ego you're speaking of, there was pretty cutthroat in some different places in Colorado trying to get gigs. People weren't as supportive, and they tried to like, no, that's my place. Don't come on my turf. Depending on where you were, especially like in Denver and Springs, I felt like. But here it's like, yes, come on, it's inviting. We want to jam together. We should collaborate and do something. And I mean, I had 15 people on one album collaborating,
And you moved here 3 years ago.
Yeah, so it's very welcoming, to say the least. I love the people here.
Well, I'm really glad that you're here, a part of this community with us as well. So going into 2021, we don't know where things are at exactly right now, but what do you have planned for your musical career over the next year?
Well, I mean, the album release as February 12th, and we have 2 gigs that night, me, Clayton, Ryan, and Chris, the 12th and 13th at the 445, so going to start off kind of the year that way. Actually doing Winterfest and Lead with Chris, too, at the end of the month. He just called me about that. Shooting a music video with Destin for I'm Not a Hero, which is going to be cool. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that, so it's going to be wild. And that'll be out hopefully sometime in February. So we're kind of kicking off the year there. I'm going to continue to record with Tom, get this next album done, have a better game plan for releasing, because this was kind of willy-nilly, throw out some singles, and then the album comes out way later. And I was new at it, so definitely learned a lesson there. And then try to get the Gravestone Carvers going, do some shows. I really am trying to get to go to Minneapolis. That's like my goal, and do a tour from there back to Rapid City. I've been kind of talking about it with Chris for a while, and we just want to make that happen. And I think if we can do that for like a week, have a bunch of stops, that'll really help us out and get us out there. So that's kind of the goal.
That's, my band, Modern Folklore, we're talking about doing the same thing, starting in Minneapolis and just coming back. And you can do that in 3 or 4 days. It's a great first tour just to introduce yourself regionally. I really want to thank you for coming on tonight, Devon.
Oh, man, it's been fun. I know we had some different sound difficulties, but it was still a lot of fun.
You know, that's what makes it memorable. If everything goes off without a hitch, I don't know, like, it's just really cool to see everyone come together and make this happen. We got a great crew behind the scenes. We got Vicky and Kylie and Harley and Ty, and everyone here is just running the cameras and running the sound, and they're all high school and college students making this happen so that we can continue putting this music out into the community. And I want to say thank you to all you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Really appreciate you too, Devon. Next week we're going to be with Taylor Freer at Game On, and so we look forward to seeing you all there. Again, really appreciate it, Devon. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too. Yeah, Taylor Freer is great. I've met her a few times, just around. I think she lives in Piedmont because I see her at Hager sometimes.
Yep.
And I live in Piedmont too, so.
I'm really excited. She was doing a lot of that stuff at the Doll with the Emerging Artists program, and this is, I think, one of her first gigs outside of that program, so I'm really excited to see how it goes.
Sweet. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night, everybody.